Yesterday, we had a swim meet at Dry Town, and we had so many first place winners that I'd just like to congratulate them as a team.
Wow, that's good.
Tomorrow begins a well-deserved spring vacation with a minimum day, so school will resume the following Monday.
What would be the context for the well-deserved part of that?
Navy students studying for their Navy. This is also the time for juniors to start applying to colleges and, if possible, visiting schools and seeing what they want to do and where they want to go. So a lot of students are planning their spring vacations going out and visiting colleges. The date has yet to be decided, but a couple students from each class from the high school will be sent down to the middle school sometime in April to show what kinds of clubs and classes that Vasquez has to offer, such as academic decathlon, chess, National Honor Society, sports, things like that. And Project Friendship met yesterday with a good turnout. Again, the group helps to spread an anti-bullying atmosphere at the school, and it's good to see so many students interested in this, spreading this kind of behavior to others.
Superintendent, have anything further?
Just real quick, if you wouldn't mind, I wanted to bring to your attention an incident that happened today at High Desert. There was a vandalism that happened overnight, and this morning as staff came on campus, found that several rooms had been broken into, desks overturned, fire extinguishers discharged inside the classroom and inside the hallways and different things. Several computers were taken out of the classroom and stashed out in the bushes that were later found. And there's also been rumors about, there's been notes found that any student that would bring forward information that would lead to the prosecution or arrest of these individuals would be somehow harmed. It is absolutely false. I wanted to make sure you knew that. To the best of my knowledge, law enforcement, Mr. Metcalf, myself, administration, none of that's true. I wanted to report that. We have no knowledge of that. We have no notes. We have nothing.
Harmed by who?
I'm sorry?
Harmed by who?
Harmed by those that
were responsible,
yes.
presumably.
It's just a rumor. That's a rumor. That's absolutely false. I wanted to clarify that. None of that is true. I want to tell you that we are rigorously pursuing all avenues. We've been working directly with law enforcement. And specifically, I wanted to commend staff that immediately became involved as soon as I found out about it. Mr. Metcalf specifically was there immediately, took charge of the crime scene, if you will, and really led that effort. I want to appreciate and thank you for being here tonight. He wanted to be here tonight as well to corroborate, if you will, some of my comments about the fact that none of this is true. To the best of his knowledge, he was there all day. He'll be there tomorrow. We wanted to make sure that the community obviously understood that, you know, there's absolutely, we have no reason to feel like our students aren't safe in any way, shape, or form. This was a random act, and by that we know because there are similar random acts in the community, and there's a MO, if you will. This follows and fits that MO that's been happening in other facilities, not school related necessarily, that I got from the detectives and the deputies today. And so that's why I don't think it's random. I don't think it was intended to do harm to any staff or students. So we're continuing to follow up on that. We have some great information that John is developing and working on with law enforcement. It is our intent and hope that we catch these individuals. We will prosecute to the fullest extent that the law allows. But I did want to bring that to your attention. I sent you an email with a summary of that. I appreciate John and Will and their work on that. Mrs. Freeman was there today as well. I asked her to take on some of that role. You know, wanted to commend some of the staff, our teachers, that, you know, obviously shaken up a little bit. But I did speak to many different teachers, and we're going to get this thing back together. It's something, I hate to put it that way, it happens. It's not the first time it's happened to us. I hate to say it, it probably won't be the last, but we are looking at additional security measures to ensure the safety of our equipment, and when and if we do replace it, I want to make sure that it's secure. So that's pretty much the status of that. I wanted to put that together for you. Go ahead.
Could you just quickly comment on how quickly we're going to be able to restore the video class? As I understand it, all the other classrooms will be able to function, move forward,
Yeah.
but that one is fairly crippled at the moment.
Yes, and fortunately, all of the computers were found, and we believe they're still in working order. Okay, so that's being currently assessed. She's going through them and seeing if they're still usable. I think there's some cosmetic damage, obviously, but I think they're going to be usable. Secondarily, I did talk to the teacher of the class, and she does have an external hard drive where all the kids' work has been backed up. So all of it's safe,
Good.
all of it's there. So she obviously is smart and taking care of that. Some of the students did that. So we feel like she's going to be able to continue her class. That doesn't mean that I may not buy her a couple extra computers right now. We have put together an insurance quote, if you will, but I want it comprehensive. I've asked all the teachers to give me a comprehensive list of the damage and how much.
And
then Steve
like
Roger will be working on that.
We feel like we're covered for the damage and the...
Yeah, and to be honest with you, Mr. Reitner, what I'm trying to do is make sure that, and Will is working on this currently, additional security measures to ensure when I do put computers back in there, they're going to remain safe as much as possible, put it that way.
Well, webcams are getting awfully cheap, so
Yeah.
if there's nothing else, we could just...
Well, we're looking at infrared ones. We have cameras, but the problem is at nighttime. You can't see
Those
anything at
infrared
night.
ones, I got several of them.
Yeah.
They're awesome, and they're
Yeah.
cheap, $89. I'm sure
Yeah.
you have to spend more on a industrial level one, but...
Well, I doubt that we need that. I
Yeah.
mean, so
Just get 'em
we
on
will be
film.
looking at that, and we will take care of those kids in that class. I've asked the teacher to put it in two priorities. One is, what's triage? What do you need now?
Yep.
And then, what do you need long-term? So we'll get those items as soon as possible, okay?
This is from Jackie Raha of Talk of the Town, and she loved your artwork, Rainbow Dash and Sonic Rain Boom. Thank you.
So basically, just going back, the trees were originally proposed for removal. Okay. For whatever reason, they were proposed for removal. Around December, I guess the proposal came to the town council regarding could the trees still remain. Okay. We've been through different, having an arborist, an independent arborist tipped off for the developer, take a look at the trees, take a look at the street plans as proposed along Smith Street to see their impact and what it would be with the trees. So the latest report is from the arborist that if the street improvements go in as proposed, which would be approximately, I think, 5 feet widening of the asphalt and then a concrete inverted shoulder put in, that would likely compromise the root structure on the 3 eucalyptus trees in the street. And with that, even with reducing the height of the trees a little bit, thinning them out, it was still his professional opinion, if the widening of the road, asphalt with the concrete invert for the drainage was done, then that would, in his professional opinion, be too risky. Okay? So now we come to the crux of the matter. If the frontage improvements, which is a minor widening of the asphalt and a concrete rolled invert, because that area, it is somewhat more flat. You see what happens like in front of the 49er where we have an asphalt invert, you get ponded water, the asphalt in the flat area doesn't do well for drainage. That's kind of why we put in the concrete invert down there at the Ace Hardware, because that's very flat. Concrete, you can run a string line, you can get it to drain in a relatively flat area.